Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is I, Test on a Quest, aka Johnny. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. And in today's video, we are going to be simulating the 2026 Stanley Cup playoffs here in NHL 26. So, as of last night around probably 1 a.m. Eastern Time, the playoff matchups have been confirmed. It will be the Colorado Avalanche taking on the LA Kings. Personally, I think Colorado's going to win that one in 5. Dallas versus Minnesota, I think goes 7 with either team. I think Dallas takes it. Vegas and Utah, I have Vegas in 6. Uh, Edmonton and Anaheim, I have Edmonton in 6. Buffalo and Boston, I have Buffalo in 6. Carolina and Ottawa, I actually have Ottawa in 7. I think Carolina getting matched up with Ottawa was probably the worst matchup they could have had. Tampa and Montreal, I do have Tampa taking it in 7, unfortunately, being a Habs fan. And Pittsburgh and Philly, I think, go 7. And as of now, I think Pittsburgh is going to get it. So, obviously, unfortunately, I can't edit the lines because I was really hoping. I already did a test run. If you edit the lines and you come into this mode for at least for me, for whatever reason, EA just resets them back to best lines anyway. So, because I was hoping I'd be able to keep it so that Victor Hedman, who's currently not going to play in the first round, would be out of the lineup. Like for Carolina, there's Kochekov. Just make sure he's not in. I don't know who else is currently injured. I think Dallas has Tyler Seguin that's currently out. So this is basically what would happen if every single team was healthy. So let's go ahead, simulate to next game. The first game goes to LA. Okay, LA takes it. 2 goals for Quinton Byfield. Game 1 for Vegas and Utah goes to Utah. Okay. Buffalo and Boston. Boston takes game 1. Ottawa takes game 1. Edmonton and I guess Dallas takes game 1 over Minnesota. Anaheim and Edmonton here. It goes to the Edmonton Oilers. I hope that the team is actually, whoever is home is actually home. I'm not exact. I hope I set it up right. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really matter. It's EA. Game 1 here between Montreal and Tampa Bay. It's going to go to Montreal. Connor McDavid currently has 3 points in 1 game. Philly and Pittsburgh. Here we go. Pittsburgh takes game 1. Colorado down 0-1. Can they come back? No. LA takes a 2-0 lead. We have Vegas and Utah. Winner is Utah. Utah takes a 2-0 lead. Boston and Buffalo. Game 2 goes to Buffalo. There we go. Ottawa and Carolina goes to Ottawa. Okay. Minnesota and Dallas. Dallas takes a 2-0 lead. Anaheim and Edmonton will go to Edmonton. Montreal and Tampa, game 2 goes to Tampa Bay. And game 2, Pittsburgh, Philly, it will go to Philly. So, LA's up 2-0 currently. Utah's up 2-0. The entire Western Conference is up 2-0 against their opponents. In the East, we have Boston and Buffalo tied at 1. Habs and Lightning tied at 1. The Pens and Flyers are also tied at 1. And the Sens have a 2-0 lead over the Canes. Here we go. Game 3. Colorado comes back, makes it 2-1. Utah, Vegas. Can Vegas come back? They do. It's 2-1 in their series. Boston and Buffalo. Who takes the advantage early? It's Boston. Carolina and Ottawa. Can Carolina come back? No. The Ottawa Senators are currently 3-0. They have the Hurricanes on the brink of elimination. And Dallas also takes Minnesota to the brink of elimination. Can Edmonton do the same? Yes, they do. Potentially 3 sweeps going on. Leon Draisaitl currently has 10 points in 3 games. Tampa Bay, Montreal. Who's going to take the 2-1 advantage? It's Tampa Bay. Pittsburgh and Philly. The winner is Pittsburgh. Here we go. Game 4. Can Colorado come back from 2-0 down to tie it? They do. Can Vegas do the same thing? No, Utah takes a 3-1 lead. It is 2-2 between Buffalo and Boston. Can Ottawa complete the sweep? They do. They sweep the #1 team in the Eastern Conference. Wow. That would be shocking if that happened in real life. Can Dallas sweep Minnesota? No, Minnesota stays alive. Can Edmonton beat Anaheim? Yes, they do. So Edmonton and Ottawa are off to the second round so far. Can Montreal tie their series up at 2? They do. Pittsburgh and Philly. Can Philly tie it up? They do. Here we go. Can Colorado win 3 straight games? No, LA takes it. Can Vegas save their season and win and force another game? No, Utah defeats the Vegas Golden Knights in 5. Okay, who's going to take the 3-2 series lead here in Boston and Buffalo? It is Boston. Dallas and Minnesota. Can Dallas eliminate Minnesota? No, Minnesota stays alive. Who's going to take a 3-2 series lead here? The Habs and Lightning? It is the Habs. Okay, Pittsburgh and Philly. Same thing for them. Pittsburgh takes the 3-2 series lead. Can LA eliminate the Avs? They do. This is how you know it's a video game, because I don't think there's the only way LA's beating Colorado is if McKinnon, Makar, and Nietzsche's all go down. There's no way. That's insane. Uh, Buffalo and Boston. Can Boston move on? They do. Can Dallas move on, or will Minnesota force Game 7 after being down 3-0? They force Game 7. Can Tampa Bay force Game 7? No, Montreal wins in 6 at the Bell Center. Can Pittsburgh move on, or can Philly force Game 7? No, it is only one Game 7 in the first round. Minnesota, Dallas. I had Dallas in 7. Can I be correct? No, Minnesota. Down 3-0 comes all the way back. And their second round matchups are now Minnesota, LA, Edmonton, and Utah. Montreal and Boston, that'd be fun. Pittsburgh and Ottawa. Honestly, I still think if Ottawa gets through Carolina, I think they get to the Eastern Conference Final at the minimum. Let's go ahead and take a look at the league leaders in the first round. So Kucherov had 11-6, Draisaitl had 11-4, McDavid had 10-4. Zuccarello had 10-7. Oliver Kapanen for the Habs. I mean, I hope he does that for them in the actual series. Cole Caulfield had 6 goals in 6 games. I could see that. Who's the assist right now? It is Draisaitl and Lane Hudson. Dobson's also up there. Unfortunately, he won't be in the first round for Montreal. Best goalie right now in terms of save percentage will be Jeremy Swayman. So the Habs are going to have their hands full with that matchup. Here we go. So game 1, LA and Minnesota goes to Minnesota. Utah and Edmonton. Can Edmonton stay perfect? No, Utah continues their winning ways. Boston and Montreal. Montreal takes a 1-0 lead. Ottawa and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh takes a 1-0 lead. Game 2 between Utah and LA and Minnesota. It is tied at 1. Can Utah continue winning? No, Edmonton wins Game 2. Boston, can they win Game 2 to tie their series? No, Montreal takes a 2-0 lead. Can Pittsburgh take a 2-0 series lead? They do. Okay. So in the West, series are both tied at 1. In the East, both series are 2-0. Who will take the 2-1 advantage here? It is Minnesota. Edmonton, Utah. Utah wins. Okay, Utah's making a run. The Canadians go 3-up on. I would be surprised if that happens in real life, if that's a matchup. The Pittsburgh Penguins go up 3-0 against the Ottawa Senators. I don't see that happening at all. And the LA Kings tie their series up at 2. Can Utah take a 3-1 series lead? They do. Oh my god. Can the Canadians sweep the Bruins? No. Boston stays alive. Can the Ottawa Senators stay alive as well? No. So they sweep Carolina, and then they get swept by Pittsburgh, which means whoever makes it between Montreal and Boston will sweep Pittsburgh. Here we go. Minnesota and LA. LA takes a 3-2 series lead. Can Utah advance? No, Edmonton stays alive. Can Boston stay alive? No, the Canadians are off to the Eastern Conference Final. I wish this would happen. Here we go. Who is going to take it? Can Edmonton, I keep messing up. Can Minnesota tie their series? And of course they do. So Minnesota again, another game 7. Can the Utah Mammoth move on to the Western Conference Finals? No, Edmonton also forces game 7. Game 7, Minnesota, LA. Who's going to the Western Conference Finals? Minnesota does it again, down 3-2. Come back, win game 6 and 7, and are off to the Western Conference Finals. Here we go. Game 7, Utah, Edmonton. Who is gonna face Minnesota? It is the Utah Mammoth. Oh my god. So Minnesota versus Utah. Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Montreal Canadiens. So Minnesota, who's never won the Stanley Cup. Utah, who's never won the Stanley Cup. Pittsburgh, who hasn't won since 2017. And Montreal, who hasn't won since 1993. Here we go. Let's take a look at the second round. Wish there was a way to sort it, but right now Kaprizov has 16 points, Suzuki as well. Caulfield still has a goal per game. McDavid, 15 and 11, is out. Matt Boldy with 14. Demidov with 13 and 11. Panarin, 13 and 13. Lane Hudson has 13. So does Dobson. Kapanen has 12. Like, hold on. Let's take a look at this. So if we go to Montreal, I just want to see. If they get this production by that, like basically their top 9, or top 6, sorry, yeah. I wish they'd get that. You're telling me Kirby Dach is going to put up 9 and 11 games? I hope. I mean, even their defense is pretty good. And then goaltenders, he's only got a 902 save percentage for Dobie. Here we go, Utah and Minnesota. Who will take game 1? It is Utah. Who will take game 1 between Pittsburgh and the Canadiens? Pittsburgh does. Game 2, Minnesota, Utah. Goes to Utah. Minnesota's going to have to force another comeback. Game 2, Pittsburgh takes it. Game 3, Minnesota does stay alive. Can Montreal do the same? They do. It's 2-1. Utah, can they take a 3-1 series lead? They do. Can Pittsburgh take a 3-1 series lead? No, the Habs won 2 in a row. Can Utah move on to the Stanley Cup final? They do. The Utah Mammoth are heading to the Stanley Cup final. How about that? Here we go. The game 5. Who will take the 3-2 series advantage? The Montreal Canadiens have won 3 in a row. Can the Habs win game 6 and move on? No, we will have a game 7 here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead. Let's hop into it. Let's go ahead and simulate. We'll do period real-time simulation throughout the entire game. Is Zachary Bolduc strikes first for the Habs. It is 1-0 here in the first. Can Pittsburgh tie it up here? No, Zachary Bolduc double downs and has a 2-goal game. Can he get a natural hat trick here in the first period? Power play for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, it is killed off. They can't capitalize on their power play. First period comes to an end. Jakub Dobich has 16 saves in that first period. 2 goals by Zachary Bolduc. Second period underway. Power play early for Montreal. It's a long one. They can't capitalize. 12 minutes to go here in the second. The Habs are finally starting to catch up in the shot department. Another power play. Can they capitalize here? No. Pittsburgh, they really need to score. 4 minutes to go here in the second. 2 minutes. A minute. And the second is going to end still 2-0 for Montreal. What happened with that penalty? So it's just a minor? I'm confused. Oh, here we go. So with 4 seconds to go in the first, Connor Dewar took a elbowing major. Okay. Here we go. Third period. Can the Habs get back to the Stanley Cup final for the first time since 2021? And it's Kirby Dach. Evgeny Malkin. It is a 2-goal game once again. Under 10 minutes to go. 8 minutes. 7, 6, 5. Does Pittsburgh have an answer? No. Nope, they don't. 4-1 Zachary Bolduc with a Game 7 hat-trick. Erik Karlsson does make it 4-2. But a Zachary Bolduc hat-trick is going to help the Canadiens get to the Stanley Cup final. He would be a Habs legend, especially in the province of Quebec. Being from Quebec, that would be... I would literally buy his jersey if he does that in real life. So our Stanley Cup final matchup, based off of the EA, is going to be Utah and Montreal. Utah, the underdog, the Canadiens, probably favored to win. Let's go ahead and take a look. I think we could probably take a look at their teams by just playing the games and viewing lines, I hope. Should be able to do that. So let's just select Montreal. It's going to load. I have to click again. Sorry. Here we go. Edit lines. There we go. So, the Canadiens are going to line up with Caulfield, Suzuki, Demidov, Zachary Bolduc, Kapanen, and Slavkovsky. Alex Newhook, Philip Deno, Brendan Gallagher, Kirby Dach, Jake Evans, and Josh Anderson. Defense is Lane Hudson and Dobson, Carrier and Gooley, Matheson, and Struble. In scratches, they have Veleno, Texier, and Arbor Jacki. Can we view opponents? No, we can't. Okay. I don't want to touch that. Let's go back. Let's go back, and we'll go over to Utah. Hopefully I don't click play game. Edit lines. Let's see. What is Utah looking like? It will be Clayton Keller, Logan Cooley, and Dylan Gunther. Michael Carconi with Nick Schmaltz and JJ Paterka. Lawson Krause is with Barry Hayton and Brandon Tanev. Liam O'Brien, Jack McBain, and Alex Kerfoot make up the fourth line. Defensively, Mikhail Sergachev, the former Hab, is paired with Mackenzie Weegar. John Marino is with Nate Schmidt. Ian Cole, Sean Durzi is the third pair. Starting goalie for the Utah Mammoth is Karel Velmeka. Or Velmeka. I can never pronounce that name, goddamn. Here we go. So, Utah, Montreal in the Stanley Cup final. We are going to go and simulate each game. Here we go. First period, it is 1-1. Slavkovsky gets the first goal. McBain ties it up not that long after. Second period, it is 3-2 Utah. Caulfield, Tanev, and Nick Schmaltz. Third period underway. Do the Habs have a tying goal? They do. It's their captain, Nick Suzuki. But Ian Cole from the boards gives Utah the lead, and Barrett Hayton on the power play basically at the same spot. But Yuri Slavkovsky, with 10 minutes to go, makes it a one-goal game. Can the Habs tie it, or is Utah going to take... It's Jake Evans! Jake Evans has tied the game. And we are heading to overtime here in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. Here we go. Who is going to take it? Utah has a power play but can't capitalize. Who is going to get this huge advantage in Game 1? Who's going to be a hero? Under 6 minutes to go. Power play for the Habs. Do they have a power play goal? They do. They do. It's Lane Hudson. Lane Hudson wins Game 1 for the Montreal Canadiens. 3 points for Hudson. 3 points for Slavkovsky. And 3 points for Captain Suzuki. Wow. What a game. First game. Here we go. Game number 2 is underway. The Bell Center is going crazy right now. First period, it is scoreless. Second period, it is 1-0. John Marino. It has been a goalie duel here after basically 11 goals in Game 1. Mikhail Sergachev, the former Hab, scores, but Nick Suzuki literally right after. Another power play goal for the Utah Mammoth. It's Dylan Gunther. It's 3-1. Do the Canadiens have another comeback in them? Or is Utah going to take this series back to Utah, tied at 1? And it looks like it. Utah wins Game 2, 3-1. Yeah, Velmeka was good. Velmeka was good. 35 saves. Sergachev and Nick Suzuki. So far, Suzuki with 2 goals in 2 Stanley Cup playoff games. Stanley Cup final playoff games, actually. Game 3 in Utah. First period, it is scoreless. Second period, scoreless again. It's another goalie duel. Who is going to take... It is Dylan Guenther, I think. John Marino again. John Marino's a scoring machine here for Utah in the Stanley Cup final. And it's 2-0 with 8 minutes to go, 7 minutes to go, 6 minutes to go. Is it going to be a shutout for Utah in Game 3? No, Josh Anderson scores late. But Utah holds on. 2-1 win for the Utah Mammoth. Both goalies performed good, but Guenther, involved in both goals, helped Utah take a 2-1 series lead. Game 4, it's a must-win here for the Habs. First period, it is Newhook. It is Suzuki. Second period, it is still 2-0. Third period underway. This is a must-win for the Montreal Canadiens. You can't go back to Game 5 down 3-1 at the Bell Center. You have to take it 2-2. Power play, it's a 5-on-3. Utah, huge penalty kill from the Montreal Canadiens. 5 minutes to go. And it's Juraj Slafkovsky. It's 3-0. And Jakub Dobeš will get his first shutout of the season. Well, I guess technically I don't know if he got one in the playoffs, but he was fantastic. 28 saves. Slafkovsky with 2 points, and Alex Newhook with a goal as well. 3-0 win. The 2-2 series tie. Game 5, back at the Bell Center. Who is taking this advantage and be 1 win away from the Stanley Cup? First period. It's Kirby Dach. It's Cole. Goal scoring machine Caulfield. Here we go. Second period. It's 4-1. Cole Caulfield double downs. Peterka makes it a 2-goal game at that point, but Josh Anderson makes it another 3-goal lead as we head to the third period. Can Utah mount a comeback? Mikhail Sergachev scores early. That's a good sign for Utah. 13 minutes to go here. The Habs have to lock it down. 9 minutes to go here. 8 minutes to go. Utah needs to score here soon if they want to have a chance to come back and force overtime. 2 minutes. 1 minute. And the Montreal Canadiens win 2 games in a row and will have the first opportunity to hoist Lord Stanley. Caulfield, 2 goals. Dobeš, again, fantastic. And Kirby Dach, 2 points, a goal and an assist. Here we go. Game 6. Back in Utah. Can the Montreal Canadiens win the Stanley Cup? It is 3-1. It's the second line. Demidov, Kapanen, and then Lawson Krause makes it 3-1. Second period, it's 5-1. Kapanen. Oliver Kapanen with a Stanley Cup final hat-trick, and they have pulled their goalie. Vitek Vanacek is in the net, and the Montreal Canadiens have a 4-goal lead. Make it 5. It's Ivan Demidov, the runner-up for the Calder. Here we go. Mikhail Sergachev does make it 6-2. They must be 6 to their stomach. It's 6-3. Clayton Keller. It's 6-4. Here we go. Let's hop into the last. Into the last minute here for the Stanley Cup final. Here we go. 1 minute and 11 seconds to go here, and the Canadiens will be Stanley Cup champions. The Utah Mammoth have pulled their goalie. Dobson in the corner. Clayton Keller trying to get that puck. It's Caulfield. Caulfield makes a weird deke, but is gonna put it in. Cole Caulfield is gonna seal the Stanley Cup. Noah Dobson will pick up the assist on it. Caulfield has been fantastic in this playoff run for the Montreal Canadiens. Let's ignore the fact he just did a weird deke there for no freaking reason. But it is 7-4. 50 seconds to go here, and the Habs will be raising the Stanley Cup for the 25th time in their franchise. Caulfield with another shot. Karel Velmaker's back in the net for some odd reason after being pulled. Suzuki disrupts the play. Caulfield over to Dobson. Dobson up to Demidov. That's right, Demidov's on the first line, not the second. So Kapanen with a fantastic performance on the second line with Slavkovsky. Cooley's crunched by Dobson. What a hit. Dylan Genther dumps the puck around the net. Suzuki picks it up to Caulfield. 15 seconds to go. Demidov. Demidov made a move but can't get past center ice. It is. I think that's Sean Dursey. Nick Schmaltz. Dylan Gunther. The puck is loose. Dobson. 3, 2, 1. And the Montreal Canadiens are Stanley Cup champions. So, the EA simulation gods say the Habs are going to win the Stanley Cup, which means they're going to get knocked out in the first round. Love to see that. Going through the handshake line. What a Stanley Cup final. And Nick Suzuki is the Conn Smythe winner. 10 goals, 21 assists, 31 points. Captain gets the Conn Smythe. And he will be raising the Stanley Cup in a matter of seconds. As Lord Stanley, the greatest looking trophy in sports, I will stand on that, is about to raise the 25th Stanley Cup in franchise history. Here we go, Nick Suzuki. Let's do it. Raise that Stanley Cup. Let's hope we see this in real life one day. Hopefully this year, that would be awesome. And the Stanley Cup is to the Habs. If it was smart, it would go to Galley. If they were small, it would go to Galley. I mean, Kapanen too, he scored a hat-trick, but Caulfield makes sense as well. Suzuki to Caulfield, we've seen how many times have we heard that throughout their careers so far. But Cole Caulfield, Mr. 50-goal scorer in the regular season in real life, was fantastic here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It should really go to Gallagher. Are they going to give it to Newhook or... Kapanen is understandable. Galley? Give it to Galley. Okay, I mean, Demidov is fine. Rookie. Rising franchise player. But Ivan Demidov, Stanley Cup champion in his rookie season. How many more times are we going to see Demidov raise the Stanley Cup here in Montreal? Hopefully, go to Galley. Go to Galley. Come on, AI, give it to Galley. Galley. You're going to give it to Newhook before Galley. Maybe I should have taken control and just so I could have done the selection because that was horrible. Caulfield to Suzuki makes sense. Demidov, understandable. But Gallagher not getting it before Alex Newhook, who's won his second Stanley Cup? Like, come on. But they are Stanley Cup champions. Wow. Gallagher at the front. Nick Suzuki. Jakub Dobish. Cole Caulfield. What a team. What a playoff run this would be if it happened in real life. So we see they celebrating in the locker room. Bring out the champagne, boys. You are Stanley Cup champions in the EA simulation. Stanley Cup champions. Oh, what a day that will be if this happens in real life. Wow. 2025-26 Stanley Cup champions. Nick Suzuki and the Montreal Canadiens. But most importantly, Joe Veleno's a Stanley Cup champion. So, Montreal Canadiens go 16-8 en route to their 25th Stanley Cup. Let's go ahead and take a look at what their team did. So, for forwards, Nick Suzuki did lead the entire NHL in Stanley Cup playoff points, put up 31 in 24. Caulfield did fall under his goal per game, only scoring 19 goals. Demidov put up 24. Slavkovsky put up 22, Kapanen with 16 and 24, including a Stanley Cup final hat trick. Kapanen, Bolduc, both with 16. Kirby Dach had 14. 9 points for Newhook, Anderson, 8 for Evans, 7 for Dano. Galley put up 5. And then for the defenseman, Lane Hudson put up 25 and 24, 18 and 24 for Dobson. His injury is going to hurt. Carrier put up 8, was a +7. Mike Matheson put up 6 points, and then Struble and Gooley put up 4 and 3 points. But the plus-minus, so that second pairing of Carrier and Gooley, I think it's Carrier and Gooley, I could be wrong, but +10 in that first pairing, +12 and 14. And Jakub Dobish went 16, 8 and 0 with 2 shutouts, a .917 save percentage, and a 2.77 goals against average. Wow. So, the EA simulation says the Montreal Canadiens are going to win the Stanley Cup. I kind of doubt it for this season at least. But if you enjoyed, please go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to keep seeing more NHL 26 content. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you to everyone who watched the entire video. Please go ahead and drop in the comments who you have winning the Stanley Cup and who do you have the runner-up. Basically, who do you have winning the East and the West Conference Finals. I will catch you in the next video. Ciao.